So let's talk a little bit about what a service animal is. Hi, y'all. I'm Layla. Welcome to Buddies Besties. We are back again. You may recognize Trey, and I know you all are going to recognize Trinity. We had such a good conversation last time talking about tips and tricks on how to train your dogs, but I really wanted to talk to you a lot about like service. I think it's so interesting that Trinity is trained to be multiple things, which I didn't, until I met you, did not realize that was actually a thing, that you could train a dog to be a service animal and a protection animal and just a super fun pet, which she is. She's such a dream. So tell me a little bit about, she's like, look, she's talking about
Yeah, I know.
me.
It's me again.
So tell me a little bit about what type of dog is best suited for something like that, where they can be multiple things.
It really depends. So I actually don't recommend doing service and protection.
Okay.
It's really not what you want to do in certain situations. What I really like, and some dogs can do it, some can't, is doing service and therapy.
Okay.
It's a hard ask because I'm taking a dog and going, hey, pay attention to me only. And then
Right.
I'm going, pay attention to other people also.
Right.
The ones that I've seen do it are your golden retrievers and your labs.
Okay.
They usually tend to be very versatile. So yeah, protection and service, not so much.
Got it. So let's talk a little bit about what a service animal is.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a question, especially nowadays. There's so many people that say, oh, it's a service animal, or it's a comfort animal, or it's a therapy animal. And what is the distinction between those things?
Yeah. So a therapy dog itself is a dog that's going to be trained. They're certified. They have to be certified depending on where they're going as well. So hospitals have like their own certification for them. But I have trained that dog to now pay attention to other people, whether that's the hospital setting where it's just, hey, here's a dog you can pet and hang out with, a therapy session where now that dog is hopefully calming that person down a little bit. But the main distinguish is other people. Perfect example right here. She's leaving me alone to pay attention to you. Service dogs are a dog that is trained to provide a medical task for its handler. So that would be your psychiatric trainings, if we have PTSD, anxiety, anything in that realm. You have your mobility support, which would be anything helping with mobility,
Sure.
pulling people, walking with them, stuff like that. We also do a autism support for children with
Okay.
special needs, so that way we can work through that. A lot of that is more helping the parents handle the child versus always doing stuff for the child. You've got seeing eye dogs.
Right.
I do not do those, but there's some great places out there.
That's a super specialty, right?
It is very much. Yeah, absolutely. So you have that. You also have your scent dogs. So we do like diabetic alert dogs, gluten detection, stuff like that for people that need that alert that way as well.
So that would be considered a service animal.
It is, yes. So any dog that's doing a medical service to that handler is a service dog.
Now, what about things like service animals that are like emotional support animals?
Yeah, so emotional support came around a while back. They got really big. They were pretty lax laws on it. They've changed now. So emotional support animals are not task trained. They are just in my presence to make me feel
Make
good.
me feel better.
Right now,
I need 40 of those, Trey. I need
I
40
know.
cats at all times to make me feel better, and a
You
couple
have
dogs
fun
too.
with your cats. I'm good with the dog. She keeps me busy enough. But those dogs are there just in your presence to keep you happy. They're not task trained. They also don't have public access rights like service animals do. They took those away a while back. So the only things you get are like your housing. They help with. I have that dog in my house because it is an emotional support.
Do service animals have to be dressed a certain way or marked a certain way when they're out in public? Because I get this question a lot.
We always recommend it, right? Having the vest on that says what it is, mainly for identification for stores, so it's a little bit easier.
Right.
But also for identification for other people, right? Oh my gosh, I want to pet that dog. Probably not the time to pet it if it's wearing its vest. Legally, the ADA does not distinguish that they have to be dressed any certain way. I could
Okay.
bring a dog in with a regular collar and leash, and you would know
And people would never
no
know.
difference.
Do you have to show anything? Like if I have a service animal in a grocery store, as an example,
Yeah.
do I have to show if someone asks? Can people ask? Hey, you're
So
not supposed to have that animal. Can people ask?
You're allowed to ask two things.
Okay.
You can ask, is this a service animal?
Okay.
They can say yes or no.
Okay.
If they say no, that store has the right to do whatever they want. No,
Okay.
you're not allowed in. If they say yes, you have one more other question, which is what tasks does the dog provide to you? They do not have to go into detail.
Got it.
It's you can't ask them because of HIPAA violations.
Right.
So it's up to them what they're going to tell you, and at that point, you kind of have to take their word on it.
Right. So they don't have to show any documentations. This is something I get asked a lot, which is they're not dressed.
No certifications. They don't exist. Any of the ones that you see are made up. There's no registration through ADA or anything either.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're having a hard time going around HIPAA. So if
Okay.
I register a dog for a medical need,
Then I know what
have-
your medical condition
I have to
is.
put the medical condition, and then that would be
Right.
public access.
So these dogs so you train service animals
We
for
do,
people.
absolutely.
So they don't come with a certification when they're
So
done.
we give them a certification through us,
Okay.
saying, "Hey, we did train this dog for a service animal."
okay.
If a job asks for one, because a job can or a housing issue can, we will provide that at that point and say, "Hey, here you go. We did train this dog to be a service animal," just to help with that fact. I do give my clients cards.
Yeah.
There's no legal standing to them. A lot of people don't like it because I give those out, and they're just helping this misinformation.
But it's easier for somebody that has one to be able to say, yes, it's actually a service animal, and here's
Exactly.
a piece of paper that says that.
Because of the misinformation that's out there,
Sure.
people working in a grocery store may have no clue of that, and they
Right.
think, no, there is a document.
Right.
I rather my clients have something to say it, so that way you leave them alone and let them in,
Right.
versus having to fight like some people want them to do.
Sure. That makes sense. So if I need a service animal, would I call you and say, hey, Trey, I need a service animal? Will you match me to a service animal? Or do I bring you an animal and say, I need a service animal, and this is a dog, this is a German Shepherd, or this is, I got this dog at the rescue and I'd like to make it a service
Yeah.
animal. What's the way
So
people do that?
I do both.
Okay.
Right now, I've kind of laxed on getting you the service animal,
Okay.
mainly because people want them already trained. They're
Oh,
very expensive.
Yeah.
And to me, the training doesn't pass off as easily as if you were involved.
It doesn't translate.
Exactly.
From one
So
person to another.
I've helped clients find puppies. So that way we can start fresh with that dog.
What a fun job.
It is.
Find
It's-
puppies.
It is. It's not horrible. And then I've also had people come to me with their rescue and go, hey, what can I do? What we do is we do an evaluation at their
Mhm.
house, run through some stuff with the dog,
Yeah.
see its temperament, and see if we think it's a fit. And then if we do, at that point, we're going to walk through training with them with that dog, and we're going to do everything we can to get it to be what they want it to be.
Got it. So I have never seen an animal I don't love. I
Yeah.
like to pet every dog I see, pet every cat I see. My husband will tell you I like to adopt every cat I see. What should people know? Because I'll tell you why I'm asking. So I love to pet dogs.
Yeah.
I see them. I want to pet them. I'm always concerned when I see a service vest and I will ask, hey, is it okay if I pet your dog? Or if they come over. But, when dogs are in a scenario that's stressful to them,
Yeah.
and this is how I got in
Yeah.
trouble. So I was with my friend and her dog,
Yes.
and there was a million people around, right? And so I'm with this dog. I know this dog. He's adorable. He's stressed out. I'm not thinking. All I'm thinking is, I want to hug the dog. I want to pet the
Of
dog.
course.
I want to comfort the dog because he's so stressed out. And I put my face in his face when he's super stressed. And, I got a little
Yeah.
snap, and the little snap was 9 stitches,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
it was a good bite.
Did you learn your lesson?
I did learn my
Okay, it
lesson,
worked.
which is why I'm asking you, what's the best way for someone to approach a dog they may not know? Because I'm ready to put my face in Trinity's face. Like, I just
So,
want to give her a big
you
hug.
can get away with that with her.
Yeah.
You can. For me, it's the communication with the owners. Ask.
Yeah.
It's that simple. They're going to let you usually know if it's the right time or not, right? If
Yeah.
they actually understand their dog, they'll be able to tell you. Um, Service dogs, my personal recommendation is just leave them alone.
Don't.
You
Yeah.
you don't know what that person's going through. You don't
Sure.
know what the disability is. So if they don't handle communication very well, you're now stressing them out. So it's
Sure.
much simpler just to go, hey, it's working. She heard you. She was like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
time.
Let's pet. Let's play.
It's much simpler just to kind of ignore it at that point.
Yeah. Do you recommend when you're training a service animal for someone, do you recommend that they put the vest on them so
I
that
do.
people know? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, just the sight of it is kind of letting people know, like, hey, please don't mess with my dog.
Yeah.
Let me just live my life.
Right.
It works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
So I've seen dogs that can sense, like for diabetics,
Yeah.
but I've also seen these dogs that can sense like a fainting spell. So
Yeah.
tell me how they do that.
So sometimes the dogs
She's gonna come home with me.
Oh,
Look at
she
her.
looks like she's ready to.
Hi.
I don't think I'm leaving with her. Some dogs just have a weird natural instinct. I
Okay.
don't know how to explain it. They just start picking this up. Like you'll get it a lot with, I had a panic attack and my dog came and
Right.
randomly gave me attention. Awesome. That's a great candidate for a service dog. Other times, like diabetic, we actually work the scent. So as somebody is in a low or a high, we have them collect the scent for us, which we use saliva. And then we start teaching that dog what a normal number is, what a high number is, and what a low number is. And at that point, they then go in and teach the dog what to do when that number starts popping up. Um, they have been huge lately because they actually beat the meters by quite a bit.
Wow.
I've had some dogs beat it by minutes before it tells them that there's a low. So they're already saying, hey, you have an issue, go fix it. By the time the meter tells them, they're like, oh, yeah, I already fixed it. I drank my juice.
That's
So-
amazing. How many service dogs would you say are in use in the United States right now?
I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest with you.
Wow.
They have grown widely now that people are starting to learn what dogs are actually capable of.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you also have a lot of fake ones out there that people are saying are service dogs.
Right.
And until you're in the environment, you have nothing else to really go off of. I know we did over 500 last year
You yourself.
as a company. Yeah, all of DFW.
So your school trained 500 dogs in the DFW area to be service animals.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's
What a service and what a
impressive.
gift that is to
It-
people.
It is. It's awesome to be able to actually provide that help to people.
How long does it take you to train a service animal?
It's dependent. Now, our service packages, regardless of which way you go, are lifetime packages.
Okay.
We're with that client for as long as they feel comfortable with us there, and then once they feel comfortable on their own, we go off in the background, and we're there just for them to call and get help with as they're going through life. Yeah, I would say obedience-wise and public access, typically, I can have a dog ready by about 6 months.
That's
6 months
amazing.
old, that dog's ready to go out into public and do their thing. If we're starting with an older dog, typically it will probably be a couple months of training to get them where they need to be and start alerting to what they are.
Can you train an old dog new tricks?
You can.
Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. 100% you can. Yes.
So that saying is not accurate.
It's not.
It's
It
not.
came from our last
love
conversation,
that.
which was people.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
So if I'm in the market for a service animal, if I need a service animal
Yeah.
and I don't live in DFW,
Yeah.
because a lot of our viewers probably don't,
Absolutely.
what are some things they should be looking for in a school when they're looking to get their animal trained?
It's kind of dependent. I mean, my biggest thing is the conversation that you have with the trainer, right? One, they need to kind of sound like they know what they're doing, please, at the bare minimum.
Right.
The relationship that you can form with them, right? I mean, I know really quickly if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm like, I don't think we're kind of aligned on what we want. I'm not afraid as a company to say, hey, I don't think we're the best fit for you. Like, This needs to be something that you're comfortable with, and we need to be comfortable with it.
Right.
So I think really using your judgment in that conversation. And then my go-to is reviews.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, there's bad ones out there. It's going to happen, but I go off of the reviews that I see. What are people actually saying that have been through this? Social media being what it is, pull up their social media, actually watch videos and pictures of these dogs and
That's
see
how
if
I
they're
found
doing
you guys.
exactly. It
I follow
works.
you guys on Instagram, and I think you're it's such a cool thing because you do so many different things. So you also do protection animals.
We do.
So we talked
Absolutely.
about Trinity being very unique because she does both. But why don't we talk a little bit about protection animals and maybe what if someone's in a market to have a protection animal, what that would look like?
Yeah. So it's kind of the same start as a service dog, right? Hey, I have this dog. Is it a good fit? Or I need a dog. Let's find one.
Yep.
Now, service dogs, I'm going to breeds a little bit more dependent.
Yeah. So the protection dogs, it's more important.
I need a dog that's willing to work.
Yep.
And I need a dog that has what we call drive, which is I want to do stuff, and this is what I'm focused on, right?
A working dog.
A working dog,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
Not that they all have to be. I've done mini doodles before.
Really?
I have, yeah. I don't know how awesome they are as a protection dog, but it's really funny to see them take leg bites.
Wow.
Those people really just wanted it more for the fun.
Sure.
They needed an outlet for their dog, and that's what it was. I've seen some golden retrievers, one husky. That's it, only one.
Wow.
But mainly, like, really, if you're going to do it for the protection piece, your protective breeds, right? Your Malinois, your Shepherds, your Cane Corsos, Rottweilers,
Okay.
Dobermans. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've had Rottweilers in my life, and I've had German Shepherds in my life. So those are the two dogs I'm most familiar with
Yeah.
as far as being protection dogs.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, they're the ones that want to do it. There's nothing back there for you. Come here. You're a dork.
She's so good.
She's crazy. So really getting the right dog,
Mhm.
and then it's the same start. We're gonna come out. We're gonna see do we think this dog's capable of it, right? Is
Yep.
it gonna play with you? Does it like toys? Does it have any possessive qualities? That sort of thing. And then from there we build that up.
So you want it to have a possessive quality.
I
Is that right?
have to have it
Yeah.
eventually. Yes. I don't want aggressive.
Right.
I don't want resource guarding, but I want here's a toy, play with it. Okay, the toy's up here, and that dog's going, how in the world do I get that toy back?
Right.
So that way, the next time I bring it out, it's my turn. Like, I've been waiting for this. Here we go.
Yes.
I'm not giving it back to you while we're playing.
Okay.
And that helps us build that dog up and prepared to actually start playing, barking, biting.
So if you're getting a protection dog, what are you actually looking for? Are you looking for a dog? What are people looking for? Are you looking for a dog that when you're out walking around can defend you if you need it? Are you looking for one that if someone breaks in your house, they can alert you?
So come here. Thank you. I like more of personal protection.
Yeah.
I don't really like guardian dogs very much, which are the ones that would just roam the house, or
Right.
the junkyard dogs, right?
Right.
That we've all heard
You
of
always
and
see,
seen.
like, if you watched Magnum PI, they had the Dobermans that were the
Exactly.
Dobermans
Yes.
that would chase down.
Yeah, for sure. T here.
There
Thank
she
you.
comes.
Thank you. Down. Thank you. So I look for more personal protection. I want to cue that dog with a command to be able to get what I want, right?
Okay.
T is trained to bark on command, to bite on command. She will also do what we call passive protection, which is I'm going to give her a cue word and tell her, hey, now's your time to kind of pay attention.
Okay.
And like if we were sitting here having a conversation, you could yell at me, you could raise your fist at me, you could shake my hand, and she will let it all happen. The moment you go to do anything that we deemed aggressive in training,
Yep.
she chooses when to bite.
But it's because you've given her
Because
the
I
word.
alerted her already. Exactly.
Do you alert her when something bad is coming, or do you alert her in the beginning of the interaction and then she knows?
Beginning. So it would
Okay.
be like somebody rang my doorbell. And I'm like, who is this? And it's a solicitor. And I go, I don't know how I feel about this. I would cue her up. Then I would open my door. And now we're going through that process. So if they tried to rush through, they're going to
She
have to deal with
knows.
her. She'll also go in and search a house. So like if I
Okay.
come home and a window's broken, I send her in. She'll search the whole house, let me know if anybody's there. And if they are, then she'll keep them in one spot.
Can you make her bark on command right now?
Not protection wise, no. Um, I don't like doing protection when it's not.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if she'll speak. Let's see. Speak. Oof. Speak. She's not going to.
No.
Now. She's like, there's too much going on.
There's too much happening. That's okay,
Yeah.
Trinity. That's okay. I don't
We'll have to
blame
do
you.
it afterwards.
That's going to be fun. So,
Weird dork. Camera shy.
are most camera
Yeah.
shy? I don't think
100%.
so.
I don't think so either.
So when you get a protection dog, what is the expectation for an owner then once they go through the training with you?
Yeah.
What's their expectation of the dog? They can still enjoy the dog as a regular pet, right?
100%. We look for pet first, protector second.
Okay.
I want the dog that we can come out and trust, right?
Right.
You're not looking for a police canine. That's not what
Right.
you want as an owner. Like that's what most people think of. That's not what
Sure.
you want. I want a dog that can come out, be around kids, be around family, can get hugged on, can get pulled on, and be perfectly fine. So control is what we really look for in
Okay.
that point. I want the friendly dog that if I say words, she
Right.
does some really cool stuff when I say those words.
And your person gets to pick those words.
100%.
They're unique to the person.
Yes. Yeah. I let the person pick it. I like to also do other languages.
Yep.
People have a tendency to challenge protection dogs. Going kind of like we did, right? We put her on the spot to ask her to bark. She
Yeah.
didn't.
You're right.
They think the protection is the same thing. So I have people sit in front of her and go bite, attack, sick 'em. And I'm like, what are you doing? They go,
Yeah,
I just
why
want to
would
see if
you-
she'll bite me.
Why would you want her to bite you?
No
She
idea.
looks like it would hurt pretty bad.
If she did, it would not be a fun time.
Oh.
So that's why I recommend kind of changing the language, doing something else, right? I don't care if
Sure.
it's crazy. We've done Harry Potter spells.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it all. The Game of Thrones dragon. I don't know the word right now,
Oh,
but the one to shoot the fireball. We did
Okay.
that as a bite. So you can do all sorts of stuff.
It's so fun. Another language sounds really cool, especially
Yeah.
if you're bilingual. That's a great.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been really fun. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate you coming back, Trey.
Yeah,
and I
for
bet
sure.
you, I mean, Trinity's kind of a lock around here, so we might have you back and we might just talk to Trinity. What about
She
that?
looks like she will come back as much as you want.
It's been such a pleasure to have you.
Absolutely.
Thanks again
Thank
for coming
you.
back. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. Remember that you can get a new episode of Buddies Besties every Catterday, so please tune in. And remember, adopt, don't shop. Thanks so much.